Picture this in profile. Me on a date. A dreamy guy with a million things running through my head. Do I look cute enough? Am I saying the right things? Am I hanging on his every word? Is he hanging on mine? You see, sometimes I play this game with myself. The "are things too good to be true" game. But something like this really happened to me. Am I on TV? Did I go to sleep and forget to wake up from that dream? So I pinch myself and I realize that it hurts. My heart's pounding. My mind's racing. I'm sweating out of every pore. My face feels hot. And I'm wondering, is he really the one?
Hi everyone, it's Catchy, aka OBiGem. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Also, the notification bell to be notified of all future videos. And if you like what you see, please do hit the like button so I can keep making content like this. So we're back with another episode of The Short Legacy. So I do apologize that it's been a minute since we recorded episode 1. That was not on purpose. I started the busier season of my year and I kind of got behind on pre-recording things, so it just so happened it fell off a little bit because of that. But we are back into it and we are here with Miss Marinella Short. She is over here with her face mask because she did wake up with some dry skin, and she is having some breakfast. So we've got some big plans for this episode. I did play a tiny bit off screen. It was just her, making a couple more friendships, or at least attempting to. And, she kind of took Briar's suggestion to do what young adults are supposed to do and, find, try and build herself a love life. So as a result of that, she did end up, finding or forming a connection with 2 different male prospects. The first one actually asked her out on a date tonight. I do have a mod in my game that allows it so that if a sim asks my sim to go out, they have the option to kind of, defer off till tomorrow, because, no one's calling you up and asking you to drop everything that instant to go out with them. That's not realistic. So I really love that mod for that, because then if someone calls Marinella for a date, she can be like, oh, I'm busy tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow evening. So one of her, yes, we are going to work. One of her male prospects that she, formed a connection with asked her out on a date when I was playing off screen, and we deferred till tomorrow evening. So when she gets off work, we're gonna have her go on a date, and she is going on a date with Braden. So far all we know is that he's active, but if we open up his sim profile, we do see that she finds him extremely attractive, and she actually has a crush sentiment for him. So I'm interested to see where that's going to take us. As you can see, Braden here is a little cutie pie. But on top of having this connection with Braden, she did also have a connection with this sim, Jamie. So Jamie, she knows that he is family-oriented, active, and cheerful, and she finds him very attractive. I did set him as her crush because she met him first, but as you can see, they didn't have great sentiments of each other. So I don't know if we're going to, delve into it. I think when she was talking with him, she kind of, got the impression that, I know the sentiments is that she finds him annoying, but I think really what it was is that when she was talking to Jamie, it seemed like he was holding a whole lot back from her. He was being a little bit secretive and mysterious, and I think that kind of rubbed her the wrong way. But I think by that same token, it's kind of made her more intrigued, like, what is he holding back? What is he hiding? I do find him interesting, and I do appreciate the fact that he's family-oriented, because that's the type of person I am, so I'd love to have someone like that in my life. So if nothing more, she kind of just wants to figure him out and see what's going on. Jamie thinks she's pretentious, and I think that was from her negative reaction to him, because I think on some level he thought that she was being kind of uppity, thinking like, why is she, digging under the surface and trying to make it seem like, I'm holding something back. Even though, low-key guys, Jamie is kind of holding something back. We're going to wait a bit for us to unfold the secret of what Jamie is hiding right now. But right now, I think them being on guard of each other contributed to their negative impressions of each other. But right now, that's neither here nor there. Miss Marinella is about to, get a little bit of fun in before she goes off to work. So she's watching, a movie on this little iPad here. It looks like she's watching a, romantic comedy. And it's got her thinking about her date because she's all like, oh my gosh, like, I don't even know I'm prepared for it. I think she's going to invite, if she has time, we might have her invite Briar over and see if Briar has any words of advice for her so she can do well on her date, because sis is freaking all the way out. But we're going to go ahead and let her finish the rest of her morning so that she can go off to work and have a good day. So Miss Marinella is back from her day at work. She brought home 160 simoleons, which, again, y'all, you're in the struggle bus in the money department for right now. We're going to work that out. What I'm going to do is she has some work from home. She has some career tasks that are going to help us with her getting her promotion. But right now, because we have no money, it's going to be a little bit difficult to get some of them done. I'm going to real quick show you what I mean. So right now, she has say at level 2 in logic and level 2 in writing. That would be super easy to do if we had a computer, but we can't afford that right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get her a journal, because while I was watching somebody else's Let's Play, I don't remember whose, but they had their sim writing in their journal and they were upping their writing skill. I'm like, what the heck? A journal costs like what? Not as much as a computer. I don't actually know how much they cost, but not as much as a computer. So it's like, let me go get her a cute little journal and we'll have her, start writing about her day. I think that's going to be good for her too, as far as us trying to get a little bit more in Marinella's head, and, get a little bit more internal monologue and narration from her, so you guys know what is going on with her in her life. But for the logic, we might just have to, pony up and, save up for a chess table, because sis, I can't think of any other easier way to get that up. But, what we can do, we can figure it out, because right now, until we have the money to get some of the stuff for this, but it's going to be a little bit rough, because as you can see, she's doing well her job. They just don't think she's up to snuff in her logic and writing yet. That's the type of stuff that's going to hold you back. But in the meanwhile, I'm going to have her visit with Briar. Briar lives in this apartment, I believe. So we're going to go ahead and visit this apartment, because she wants to have a little kiki with her good sis, Briar, to ask her advice on what she should do on her date, because I'm pretty sure her date's in like 2 hours. So sis doesn't have a whole lot of time. We got to figure this out. So Marinella is over at Briar's apartment, which is actually in Medina Studios, a suite 930, which is a super cute. I keep on forgetting to look up who made the save, because all the places near are cute, but it's super cute. But she's already jumping right into it with Briar and telling her, I'm really nervous about my date, Briar, with like a guy I met the other night. His name is Braden, but I've never been on a date with anybody before, and I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm gonna mess it up. And Brian's all like, oh my gosh, Marinella, I can't believe you found somebody so quickly. We were supposed to find boyfriends together. And she's like, Brian, I know, but you're not listening. Can you help me? Because I'm nervous. Between this guy, there was another guy I was into too, and it's like, maybe I'm jumping into this too fast. So Briar says, Nella, relax. You're freaking out. Like, this is one date. This is your first date. It's okay if you're into more than one guy right now. You're just figuring it all out right now. And Nella's all like, yeah, but Briar, what if I'm making a mistake? Maybe I should be giving all my attention to the first guy I was into. His name is Jamie, and he's super family oriented, and you know how I want to open my own foster home when I, get my money up. Maybe he's the better catch. So Briar says, he sounds like a great guy, but you gotta give everyone a chance. Like, what's the deal with this Braden guy? So Marinella says, he's super sweet, he's pretty cute, and he's active. That's really all I know right now. So Briar says, super cute's a good start. I don't see anything wrong with that. Like, no, you're not getting married or anything, you're just dating. And Nella's like, I know, I guess I'm just overthinking it. And she's like, you are. Just go on your date, have fun, look cute, and then call me with the details afterwards, because I need to know everything. And she's like, bro, you're so funny. Of course I'll tell you how my date goes. So that kind of set Marinella's nerves at ease. She was a little bit nervous about her date, and Briar kind of let her know that she was overthinking it and she should just let things happen as they should. So we only have a couple more minutes, I think, before Braden should be calling us up to go on this date. So I'm just gonna speed up until we get to that. So Marinella made it out on her date with Braden, and I kind of messed it up, you guys. Like, I'm just gonna be, fully transparent about it. I thought he was supposed to call us at 6:30 to go out, but I'm thinking it must have been 7:30. But I thought it wasn't working, so I'm like, I guess we'll just set this up through Sim the dating app. And as I was setting it up with Sim the dating app, Braden was calling us. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's the call for the date. So I kind of messed it up. I'll remember that for next time. That if I reschedule for like tomorrow evening, that's supposed to be like 7:30ish. I was thinking it'd be earlier so that we have ample time to eat. But it's okay because Braden's the one who asked us out. Though I am gonna control him to pay for the day because we're in the struggle bus for money for right now. So and Marinella cannot afford to go Dutch for this, but Braden is here with us, so we're gonna go ahead and give him a cute little hug. He's gonna be like, Marinella, it's so good to see you. I'm so glad that you said yes to going out with me. He's giving him the double kiss greeting, and he's all like, I'm just glad that you were able to come out with me. I thought we had like a good connection when we met each other the other night and we got to talking. So I just wanted to explore that a little bit more with you. I hope you feel the same way. And Marinella's like, yeah, I definitely did. Hopefully we can, learn a little bit more about each other. And, I hope this is going to be fun. And so I'm going to go ahead and have them go ahead and get to their table and get situated so that they can eat. Oh, what in the world? Miss Marinella is being super forward because she decided to autonomously give him a mistletoe kiss. Like, look, I just saw her whip that stuff out, and she's like, I am on a date, and Briar gave me the impression that I am supposed to be romantic with my date. She's so naive. She's all like, oh, before we go in, I have a special treat for you. He's like, oh yeah, what's that? So you pull out the mistletoe and gave him a kiss, and he's like, whoa, I wasn't expecting all that. And she's all like, was it too much? I thought that you liked me. And Braden says, Marinella, I do like you. It's just that I want us to like really get to know each other before we take any big leaps. Is that okay? And he's going in to give her another double kiss greeting. So he's really kind of trying to reaffirm and reinforce for her that we gotta get to know each other first before we start skipping steps like this. She's like, yeah, okay, you're right. And she's feeling a little bit embarrassed now because she's like, oh my gosh, I did the wrong thing. See, she was taking notes while watching that romantic comedy earlier and thought that she should be doing stuff like that. She doesn't know anything about dating. She's just like really out of her element right now, and now she feels really dumb. And he's like, let's just go get her table and then we could talk a little bit more. Like, let's not keep skipping steps here. While Braden is getting the table, because Marinella is feeling super embarrassed about kind of being a little bit too forward with that mistletoe kiss, it kind of prompted her to text Jamie. She's all like, hey Jamie, what's going on? I just wanted to reach out to you, see how you were. I apologize for when we were talking the other night if you thought I was being, a little bit brash. Wanting to know a bit more about you, I really wasn't. It just felt like you were keeping something. You know what? Forget I said that. I'm just gonna just forget this whole text. And she really should have deleted the text, but she ended up sending it anyway because Marinella. And she's like, I'm such an idiot. I'm messing everything up. I need to just stay in the game for this date and think of some friendly topics that Braden and I can discuss at the dinner table because I'm really blowing this. So Nella kind of rebounded pretty quickly from her faux pas beginning the date, and they've kind of been having an easy flow of things. She's been able to learn a little bit more about him. She asks him, she's like, so what do you do for a living? I know you're pretty active, but I don't know that much more about you. He's like, oh, well, I'm a doctor. And she's like, what? Wow, that's such a prestigious job. You're a doctor? He's like, yeah, I don't normally lead with that because I found that when I tell people I'm a doctor, they tend to really focus on that and not much else. And, I want people to know me and to be interested in me and not just interested in, my earning power as a doctor. She's like, no, I totally get that. And he's like, what do you do for a living? She's like, I'm a social worker. I'm really passionate about advocating for children who have no family or people to take care of them because, that's how I grew up. So Braden's like, oh wow, that sounds like it was tough. I had no idea. And she's like, it gave me a whole lot of character. It doesn't keep me down. He's like, that's really admirable, Marinella. That's really impressive. I don't know if I could still be the person I was today without my family. I've always had my parents around me, and it's been such a help to know they're in my corner. I can't imagine, not having that safety net. So Nella tells him that's why it's my dream to one day build a foster home so I can kind of give that security to other children. It's, what I've always wanted. I'm really passionate about that. So Braden tells him, you know what, Nella, I'm really impressed. That level of passion is really attractive. I personally find that level of ambition to be such a great thing to find in a girl. And that admission kind of put Nell on the spot. She was a little bit blustered and embarrassed about it. She's like, oh, well, thanks. And she's now telling him like a funny story to kind of get the spotlight off of her because she's feeling a bit nervous. And, Braden really appreciates her sense of humor and he thinks Nella's really funny. So, yeah, I think things are going pretty well. They actually both are feeling pretty flirty. So the date, in my opinion, has gone quite well. So, like I mentioned, things have gone quite well on this date, and they're actually getting ready to leave out, but Braden just had some words for Marinella before they both leave. So Braden tells her, Marinella, I really appreciate that you took me up on this date. I'm so glad that you did because I feel like I got to know you a lot better, and I really liked what I learned. I like the person that you are. You're really sweet, and I hope we can do this again sometime. So he goes in and gives her a hug, and she's like, yeah, I feel the same way. I'd love to do this again. And he's all like, and even though I do think it's a little bit too soon for us to be doing another kiss, I did want to give you this gift as just an offering to you to let you know how special you are and that I had a really good time on our date. So now I was like, oh my gosh, Braden, like, wow, I've never had anybody give me a rose before. Wow. He's like, yeah, well, this is for you. I just want you to know that you're really special. So Marinella's feeling really special. So she's like, you know what, Braden, this has been a really special date, but it's getting pretty late and I have work tomorrow, so I'm going to go ahead and head out. So Marinella's feeling a little bit tired, but as she's coming out of the restaurant, she checks her phone and she sees that she got a text from Jamie. And she's like, oh my gosh. And now she's remembering that she called him at the very beginning of the date when she thought she was blowing it. And she's like, oh my gosh, I feel like such an idiot. I never should have called him. But Jamie actually texted her. He's all like, Marinella, I think you're right. I think I was a bit too brash when we talked earlier. Would you maybe want to go out sometime? She's like, oh my gosh, she's asking me out? So now she's in a dilemma. She's like, oh, I just had this really great date with Braden, and now Jamie's calling me, like, what should I do? So we're gonna leave things off here, you guys. What do you think that Nella should do? Should she keep exploring what is going on between her and Braden? Or should she try and figure out what it is that Jamie is hiding from her and what his whole deal is? And maybe there is love that could flourish there. Or should she just keep dating around and see what's going on with both Braden and Jamie and whoever else to see who she might have a good fit with? I'd love to hear your comments in the comment section down below. But as always, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and of course, stay dazzled. I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Makes me so